Hello everyone, I'm out here enjoying a ride. I'm not enjoying it right now because I have to climb to the enjoyable bit, but I digress. I'm making this video because the Kona Coiler is 1 year old. Well, actually it's 16 years old, but I've had it for a year. Now I want to talk about how like old bikes like this one, 26ers, that are aging, but because they're aging, they're affordable. Are they still worth it? And share my thoughts on owning this bike for a year, what I like, what I don't like, parts I've changed, parts I still plan to change. So yeah, stuff like that. So let's get the general consensus out of the way, then I'll get into some specifics. But am I happy with my purchase? Do I regret buying the coiler? And the answer to that is a resounding no. I don't regret buying it, and I'm pretty happy with it. All things considered, I got it at a fairly good price, a really good condition, and for such an old bike with such outdated supposedly geometry and components, haven't had any problems with it so far, except for drivetrain related, but I'll get to that later. So yeah, coiler, happy I bought it. Now let's get to some of the bits I've changed, starting with the front tire. I am running a Schwalbe Muddy Mary. I ordered a Magic Mary, but the place I ordered it from didn't have any Magic Marys left, so they offered to send me a Muddy Mary at a bit of a lower price. I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, the bike is old, might as well run an old tire. Works for me, I guess, and I'm really happy with this tire. Considering they went off production in 2013, it's holding up really well. Second part I've changed is the handlebars. I removed the old Truvative 680mm bar that came on the bike and put a 760 cube ready for race with cube ready for race grips. Really nice, match the bike great. I really liked the old handlebars, some pro ones. They were pretty like fat, felt really nice holding them, but they would move around like a lot. And I tried all of the life hacks that people say to stop your bars from moving, didn't help, so I just went with lock-on ones. Yeah, I do think that, like for more aggressive mountain biking, lock-on grips are really the only way to go. There's just no other way. Regular handlebars move way too much. The last thing I changed on the bike was the derailleur. I actually changed that twice. Originally the bike came with an X7 derailleur and a three rings up front, but then I snapped the X7 derailleur in half somehow, I don't know. I was like, okay, I need to do drivetrain repairs either way. I'll just make it a 1x9, even though that would limit my range. When the bike was 3x up front, the chain would always get tangled with the frame whenever I downshifted from the middle to the smallest chain ring. So like, fuck it. Oh god, this climb sucks. Like, fuck it, 1x, and I get another X7 derailleur. So I did. And then I managed to snap the second one. Have never broken a derailleur hanger, you know, the bit that's actually designed to break. Never Never managed to snap one of those on none of my bikes. But somehow I went to 2 derailleurs in the span of over a month. Now I am running an X5 SRAM derailleur. Haven't had any problems with that yet. But it was really bizarre. 2 X7 derailleurs in the span of a month. The derailleur hanger wasn't even bent, let alone broken. So yeah, that's the major stuff I've upgraded on this bike. I still plan on doing some stuff, mainly a new rear tire, because the Nobinik, it impressed me a lot. That's why I decided to stay within the Schwalbe ecosystem of tires. I was originally planning from the second I got the bike to put Maxxis tires on, because big of a Maxxis fan as I am, have never had the chance to ride the DHF, which is bizarre because that's the most iconic mountain biking tire ever. I never had the chance to ride it, but I'll stay with Schwalbe for now. Now the Nobinik in the back still has tread left. Haven't had any problems with it, but no, the sidewalls do have some cuts on them. Haven't had problems with punctures. They're just cosmetic cuts, I think. But anyway, either way, I do want something beefier on the back, so right around bike park season I think I'll get a hands down for the back. A lot of great things about that tire. So yeah, that's part changes in terms of the bike right now. So now I want to talk about some of the general stuff I like and I don't like about the bike. As I already said, I do enjoy it, I'm happy about it, and big reason for that is it's just really fun on the descents. You can tell this bike was made with the sole purpose of like having fun downhill, and you don't really see a lot of bikes like these anymore. Guess Kona's process is still in the spirit of things, but most of the bikes who aren't trail bikes have really been replaced by big enduro bikes. These old like 2000s freeride, I guess you would call them, are being replaced by the enduro. The only 3 models I can think off the top of my head is the Post 153, the Norco Shore, and the Rocky Mountain Slayer. No bikes who aren't having any WS pretensions of, you know, being race bikes. They're just made for fun going down the hill. Drops, jumps, everything feels great on this bike. It's very short for, you know, full suspension 150 bike. It's really short, which means very snappy. Even though it's quite heavy, it's flickable, and jumping feels great. I've been doing a lot of dirt jumps with this bike recently. But with that being said, I'm gonna be a bit of a hypocrite and kind of go from the stuff that I do like to the stuff I don't like, which are directly correlated to the stuff I do like. Because this bike is so focused on the downhill and it's so fun on the descents, it's really bad for climbing. I really don't enjoy climbing on this bike. Granted, I've never enjoyed climbing on any bike, but this in particular feels harder than any other bike I've ridden. There's tons of bob. It's not very efficient, it's pretty heavy. It's just not fun to climb on this bike. The other thing, the bike being really short and flickable, that's great when you're jumping or when you're on a steep descent, but on the more mellow downhills the reach feels a bit short. You feel a bit hunched over when the tracks aren't super steep. But you know, considering that at its best this bike is amazing, I'm perfectly fine to overlook that. Just deal with it. So in conclusion, are 26ers worth it? Honestly, it really depends. If you're riding a trail with longer climbs and mellower descents, think a entry-level 29er, assuming you're on a budget, is perfectly fine for you. If you're riding rowdier stuff and you really feel like you do need a full suspension bike, honestly, our 26ers, there's nothing wrong with them. As much as the industry likes to pop up new bikes and say 26ers are dead and worthless, they're not. They're fine. They're absolutely usable as mountain bikes. Granted, newer bikes are probably better, but you don't need one to have fun. Enough talking though. We've made it to the top of the climb, so let's get to the fun bit. Bit of a freestyle line. Whew. A short descent but quite fun. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, do the stuff. Oh, don't, I'm not your dad. I can't force you to do anything. See you next time.